Good morning. Welcome to our show once again. To the smartest, most active, and one of the largest audiences in the world. Thank you for coming. We use this format specifically so we can tie a knot together rather than doing each and every individual story. We want to show you the overall trend that's happening. That's why we use this format. There's chaos in the EU. There is absolute chaos breaking out in the European Union as Bulgaria just voted to elect an anti-EU, pro-freedom president. Major General Rumen Radev is the president-elect in Bulgaria. He is very anti-European Union, very, very much so. It has absolutely sent shockwaves throughout the European Union. They don't know how to deal with this. So last night they had an emergency meeting. In Hungary, Britain, and France did not show up, and Ireland was not impressed with the EU. And the European Union leaders from Bulgaria are very much afraid. In addition, Ireland is now demanding, will Ireland be the next to leave the EU? Ireland is demanding to leave the European Union. The people have had enough. And in small nations, the people who are elected are usually related to a whole lot of people, and there's a whole lot of influence from their relatives, and the relatives of the politicians have had enough. So their emergency meeting last night did not go very well. In addition, we're seeing the satanic purple revolution being created here in America as well. Now we can see Billary and Hillary in their purple and black. Purple and black. This was the concession speech. The purple and black signifies a witch in mourning. It's a human sacrificing satanic worshippers in mourning. The wars are all about human sacrifices. If you notice, almost all the major battles in the Civil War were fought plus or minus 3 days of a full moon, and a lot of them in places called Devil's Den, like at Gettysburg, Devil's Den. You'll notice that a lot of the battles in the Middle East are plus or minus 3 days of a full moon. We have a supermoon, so you can see all kinds of things happening in terms of the war. The United States in Syria wants to take Raqqa. It's a human sacrifice. They're throwing bodies out there to worship Lucifer. These are the leaders wearing purple and black. Purple tie, the purple collar, and the black. Witches, human sacrificing witches in mourning. The way they sacrifice humans is through war. They don't have to participate in local sacrifices anymore. The people are waking up, and they've had enough. This purple revolution being fostered with foreign money funneled into various places across the globe, coming out of the English-owned Federal Reserve System through George Soros's non-governmental organizations and the Clinton Foundation to create revolution after revolution after revolution, and food shortages worldwide has angered people. Even mighty Russia is not spared of these satanic fascists. Try to take down the Kremlin in what the Clintons call the White Revolution, as they funnel their money and George Soros' money to try and kill the leaders of Russia and take the Russian leadership down. So they will worship the Clintons, who are she's supposed to be president. She's been told she would be president ever since the other gal dropped out 30 years ago. Here we see, if we can find it, we will see bus after busload after busload. Here it is. The buses. Busload after busload after busload of protesters being shipped into the cities. These are Trump protesters paid out of the George Soros and Clinton non-governmental organizations like MoveOn.org. They're now paying them $40 an hour to create havoc nationwide. Look at the numbers of buses. So they probably brought in 500 people to protest. Now these 500 people they're paying $40 an hour. So 4, 8, 12, so 80,000 times 20 buses. That's, what do they hold? Maybe 60 people? 1,200 people, each getting $80,000 a year. That includes medical and dental. That's a lot of money they're paying. So we're looking at $1 billion operation to bring the rioters into the cities. Be ready, folks, because your streets may be closed because of these rioters. It just goes on and on and on. Lammers buses, Coach USA, anybody, anybody who can get a contract. Dean Commercial, busing them in to create protests. They come in, they feed them, they pay them, they protest, they get on the bus, and they go to another city. Be ready, folks, for what's coming. The people around the world are awakening and are tired of being puppets of these draconian, Satan-worshipping, self-appointed bigots and slave masters. They're tired of this. They don't want to be run by these people anymore. These people are tired of seeing their sons and daughters come home in boxes because the likes of these satanic fascist pigs like the Clintons, these people here, create situations where they can make money off creating wars around the globe. They're tired of it. Bombing of Yugoslavia. 12 countries she's got U.S. troops in as Secretary of State. She gave North Korea 112 plus 56 nuclear weapons. It was in the North Korean papers. She's distributing nuclear weapons around the world. This is not a good person. Why does some police chief not put out a warrant for these people's arrest? Blocks of you look at this, you look at the pictures. We're spending taxpayers' dollars to fight Soros and Clintons? Why doesn't some cop, chief of police, get some gonads below his belt and put out an arrest warrant for the people who are starting these riots? Why don't they put out an arrest warrant for the people who own these bus lines for participating? Coach USA, there should be an arrest warrant out for the CEO of Coach USA. There it is, busing in protesters. Why is the CEO of Coach USA not under arrest? Why aren't the Rockefellers and Rothschilds not under arrest? Folks, get your families ready for what's coming, because it's going to get very rough very soon. Britain, they want a massive war. Britain deploys batteries of high-precision long-range missiles on Russia's border for the first time in 30 years. They're putting them on the border of Russia. Russia's not going to invade Britain. Absolutely not. The Clintons and Soros launched America's Purple Revolution. Why don't they put out an arrest warrant? Why don't they arrest them? Benjamin Fulford's talking about, they don't have the pictures of them. They've taken them out, but that's okay. We've got the pictures of the buses here. Get your families ready, folks, for what's coming, because it's going to get really rough really soon. Pray that these satanic globalists are immediately and permanently immobilized for life. Just get your families ready, folks. And the savings tip of the day, never buy anything unless it's on sale. This is a Princess fork for 20 bucks on eBay. This is a Grand Baroque fork. It's about $40 to $50 on eBay. You want free colloidal silver for life? Buy a sterling silver fork. It's 92% silver, 7.5% copper. The English royalty never got the plague. And the English royalty, they ate off of silver forks. That's free colloidal silver for life. Spend 40 or 50 bucks, or 20 bucks if you want to do the smaller ones. And you don't need a fancy one. You can use a beat up one. In fact, the more chewed up the fork is, the greater the surface area, the more colloidal silver you'll get. And then, folks, get ready. We have a relationship, a good relationship, we think, with Food for Liberty. You go on you go on my videos. There's Tiger Stream. Free cable for life. Ain't that a kick in the pants? No, they're not involved in a lawsuit. The lawsuit was solved, and they have a right to be there. It's over. The suing is done. Go to Food for Liberty, and you'll find this and what's on sale. Never buy anything for full price. And two-person 1-year pack, $7,400. The Protovite we use, I think you have to keep it in the refrigerator. 4-person 6-month pack, $74.13. It's all the same. 2-person a year, 4-person 6 months. It's all the same. This is probably what you need for your family. 4-person 3-month pack. That and a bag of white rice for 20, 30 bucks at your local store. When the grocery stores begin to close, you want to have ordered from a company. This comes, Food for Liberty here comes from FedEx. The FedEx people know us. So if we get a ground beef bucket or a diced chicken bucket, which is a lot of little different packs of beef, if we get a 4-person 3-month pack for our neighbors, if we get a scientific freeze dryer, when we buy this food, we're going to give our FedEx driver a little bit so that they'll deliver our food. Because if the streets are shut down in the middle of the city and you can't get to the grocery store, which is the next step, start blocking the grocery stores. That's the next step of the Purple Revolution. Make it so you can't get food at the grocery store. The next step, you need a relationship with your FedEx and UPS drivers. They've already talked to some of the people at UPS and some of the people at FedEx. They are ready to start riding shotgun with their deliveries. In other words, like in foreign countries, there will be 2 people, 1 security, and 1 person to deliver the package. That's already in the works. There are already both companies and the other delivery companies as well are looking at armed security guards to ride along with them simply because of the Purple Revolution. So get what you need now and build a relationship with a company, even if you order, say you do kind of what we do. We order about $200 a month in food from them. So we might get a diced chicken bucket. I like the flavor of the diced chicken better than the diced beef. We might wait for 2 months and get a Defender pack with meat for $400. Family pack with meat for $279. We might do that once a month. We're stocking up not just for us, but for our neighbors. Okay, enough of the ad. Be ready for what's coming. Just be ready. The satanic globalists threaten violent revolution across America as these zombies are paid $40 an hour to disrupt the streets. And it will spread. If they're not contained, it will spread. So we pray that these globalists are immediately and totally and permanently immobilized for life, and that their money is destroyed. That somebody has the guts to zero out their bank accounts so they can't pay these protesters. And these zombie protesters, part of what they're doing is they're preparing them to be rounded up and sent into FEMA camps. Because those who aren't protesting will probably do what the government says. So this is the beginning of the roundup, because these people right now are already, some of them are being rounded up. All of the FEMA camps are in full operation. This is the voting map. Almost everyone voted for Trump. Despite what you've been told, these protesters are being paid $40 an hour, and they will eventually be rounded up. So do not participate in the riots. If you go to the riots and you're injured, hey, you play with the dogs, you get the fleas. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, folks. God bless to each and every one of you. Do not get sucked into these riots. Try to avoid them at all costs. And build a relationship with a company that sells food. Because if they shut down the grocery stores, which is the next step, you just pick up the phone and order what you want. And I don't care what company it is, as long as it's non-GMO and fairly inexpensive, and you know how to cook with it, which is why we do the cooking shows. You don't want to be caught off guard. Anyway, God bless to each and every one of you. Thank you for coming, and have a wonderful day.